What is up, my dude and dudettes, and welcome back to TellerTube. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the subreddit r/idontworkherelady. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with my latest videos. Just because I wear a blue polo does not mean I work here. Hello, longtime lurker, first-time poster in the subreddit. Just because I recently remembered this event and just decided to tell it. It happened a few months ago, so some details may be a bit fuzzy to say the least. Now, I work at Six Flags. The uniform for the team members are blue polos and either black pants for foods, tan pants for games, retail, etc. I'm also really into guns, and seeing as I can't own a real one, I own some airsoft guns. And recently had gotten a flashlight grip for one of them. And didn't get batteries for it, so checking on Amazon, seeing which ones it took, I decided to go to Walmart after work. It was also hot as balls that day, so I wasn't wearing a normal t-shirt under my uniform and said, F it, what's the worst that could happen? I was also listening to music. I walk in and go over to the batteries at the front and can't find them. So I decided to go over to the back of the store to see if there was any back there. Sure enough, there is, so I grab them and afterwards go to the board games. To see if I could find Uno Flip, did, and grabbed that and started to head to where the shaving cream is. Then this lady comes down the aisle. Excuse me? Me lip-syncing country music while looking for sensitive shaving gel. Hello? Still lip-syncing country music. Ugh. Takes my headphones. What the heck are you listening to? Kenny Chesney. Was listening to She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy, LMAO. Okay, 1, you shouldn't be listening to music during work, and 2, this isn't appropriate for work. Okay, and I should care why? Because you work here. No, And shouldn't you be wearing a name tag? The sarcastic piece of crap I am. Yeah, I should wear a name tag to a place I don't work at. Don't talk back to me, I can have you fired. Points to Six Flags logo. Look, I don't work here and I'm not even old enough to work here, so please just go away. Go get your manager. I don't work here, lady. I grab my headphones, say screw the shaving cream, and just go to the self-checkout. After that, she got this worker who I don't know if he was the manager, but I was out the door by the time she spotted me. I don't know what happened, if anything did afterwards, cause I never saw the lady again. But yeah, that's my story. Nothing like some crazy Karen grabbing your headphones right from your ears. Just ring up my screws. I promise I don't work here, really. I ran to a local home improvement store last night for some screws and ended up browsing for a bit. Somewhere between looking at Dremel bits and contemplating a new soldering iron, I hear a man roar rather loudly. What do you mean you don't have any? This is like basic stuff, you gotta. I couldn't hear the employee's response, but it was rather short and he walked briskly away to resume stocking circular saw blades. My next thing to check out was drill bits, situated right behind Mr. Roar. Excuse me, sir, but... Roar still shouting. Thank God, finally. Ralph, you said he was a really fat guy and looked like Santa Claus. This is a skinny guy in a baseball hat. Me smiling, I don't work here. Well, frick. He starts laughing and gets a lot quieter. Sorry man, I'm just giving my cousin a hard time. Am I in your way? Yeah, I just want to peek at that rack behind you. I can't believe they don't have any easy outs. I'm trying to get a broken bolt out of my lawnmower and they're on the bottom right there. What? I scoop Mr. Roar away from the rack and grab a set of screw extractors for him. Man, I know Ralph doesn't normally work this department, but they told me they don't have any. Doesn't matter though, these are too small. There are bigger ones over there by the sockets. Huh? Why aren't they all in one place? These are for home improvements. The ones over there are counted as mechanics tools. Come on, I'll show you. I lead Mr. Roar over to the sockets, point out what he needs, and begin to walk away to check out. Roar loudly, Ralph! He found them! I continued to beeline for the cashier. It failed, just as she started her spiel on how to use the credit card terminal. Mr. Roar clapped me on the shoulder as he passed by to leave empty-handed. Thanks again, it's good to know that at least store management knows what they're doing. The credit card terminal went blank. Sorry sir, I don't recognize you. Oh, I don't work here. You don't have to work at this location, the discount is for all company employees. I don't work for your company. Are you sure? Yeah, because company policy says. Just ring up my screws, I promise I don't work here. Really. OP getting accused for working there almost worked out in his favor. If I were him, I probably would have went through with the discount. I don't work here, I live here. I lived in a room for rent when this happened a few years ago. I had made some cheesecakes earlier that day, and it was about 9 p.m. when my housemates, all of which were up for some odd reason, were annoying me for cheesecake. So I got my butt out of bed, annoyed as I had to go somewhere early in the morning. I was cutting up the cheesecakes and dishing them out when my roommate came screaming through the house. Not sure how to describe it, but she was clearly off. Maybe it was the fact she accused me of trying to murder her while I was cutting up cheesecake, or how she threw a clock at my head. Not the first time she went off. The oldest of my roommates ushered us all outside so my roommate could go 50 shades of crazy inside. She dialed 911. She told them what was going on, and shortly 2 cops showed up in a cop car. They asked us whom was going nuts, and we pointed inside, which led to a rather strange moment with my roommate running outside yelling, "You'll never take me alive!" before diving into a mud puddle as if it was a pool. The cops promptly pick her up and drag her back inside. Did she think that was a pool? I asked, confused. Most likely. I love this cheesecake, said my housemate. I looked back at her. You still have it? I asked. You are holding the spoon still, she said, pointing. I noticed the spoon, having forgotten I was holding it, and started to eat the cheesecake off it. After a bit, the cops came back out, and one turned to me and said, "Are you her nurse?" What? I asked. Are you her nurse? She needs her meds, said the one cop. I stared at him. No, I live here, I replied. Are you sure? Said the cop. Pretty sure. What do you think I am, a nurse? I asked. You are dressed like one. I look at myself. I'm wearing PJs, my hair is a mess, I have no shoes, and I'm licking a spoon. I am clearly not a nurse. Please try the landlord. Thought you were. You look professional, said the cop before going to the landlord's office. I hushed my housemates to keep them from laughing, as I could see they wanted to. After a bit, paramedics came and took my roommate away to get meds. The cops then left. My landlord came out and stared at me. They asked me why the nurse was saying she wasn't a nurse. Okay, who's the nurse this time? She asked. My housemates pointed at me. Yes, we all got a laugh out of it, and everyone turned out fine later. Are you sure you're not a nurse? Officer, I'm pretty sure I'm not a nurse. I live here. Can I go back to bed? Mistook me and my brother as H&M employees. Okay, so my brother and I were shopping. He was looking for a white blouse and was browsing through the clothing racks. We were both wearing our coats, and I wore a scarf as well. I have bright pink hair and was carrying 2 bags from other stores. A man and his wife are walking towards us and asks where the striped blouses are. I just look at him a bit confused and I'm like, Sir, I don't work here, you gotta ask an employee. I raise my bags a bit to show him I was shopping as well, thinking well, H&M employees don't particularly look like employees, so honest mistake. Well, where are they? I don't see them, he responds. I just stare at him, and when I look in the corner of my eye, I see a woman walking around with a keychain and an earpiece in. There were at least 3 people within a few meters working here. There's someone, I pointed at her. He grunts and walks towards this woman. That young lady, points at me, didn't want to help me, so maybe you will. That lady looks at me and goes, well, she doesn't work here, but I will help you. She continues to help him while this man's wife keeps staring at me. We then went to the women's section to look for a nice dress, and she is there too. I just smile at her and keep browsing, thinking it's a bit weird to just leave her husband like that, but okay. Are you gonna help me or what? She says. I don't really respond, thinking she was talking to someone else. She walks up to me. Hello, are you gonna help me? At this point, I probably looked like a super confused person. I just explained I don't work here. Luckily, the employee who helped her husband saw what was going on and started helping the woman. You don't work here, but are you gonna help me or not? A couple great stories today. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button as it would really help me out. Subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with my latest videos. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.